How goes it, ladies and gents? It's Enzo from Boy Basket, and today we have an exclusive interview with Nikko Ramos, Brand Connections Director over at Titan. Now, we already did a quick unboxing of the Nike LeBron 17 Low Titan, but we wanted to get more details. So we spoke to Nikko about the process of making a shoe with Nike. We asked him how the team celebrated when they got the green light for the project, and we asked for his favorite detail in the shoe. Here's our interview with Nikko. Can you tell us what the mood was like in the office when you guys found out that you got the green light for the project?
I think that it's how you imagine the room is like. It's sort of like a scene out of a movie where, you know, we had just come off of the first collab on the 16 low, and, you know, we were on, you know, such a high, and, you know, I don't think there were any expectations of having a second go at it. Certainly that wasn't part of our thinking when we were developing the first collab. We just wanted to do it as best as we could, and, you know, anything that came after that would be gravy. You know, so to find out that, you know, we were going to be doing it again for next year's shoe at the time on the 17, it was electric. You know, it was a smaller group that was first made aware of it, and then, you know, eventually we let the word out within the company, and every time you told someone, you know, the news, it was I can't believe it. We won the lottery again. I think that was the common response, and it doesn't get old. You kind of think to yourself, you know, to people who maybe have done this once already, maybe the impact of a green light to do it again doesn't, you know, count as much, or doesn't feel as exciting. That certainly wasn't the case with us when we found out that, hey, you know, you're gonna get to do it again on the 17 low, and it's gonna be named Titan, and it's gonna be, you know, what story you guys want to put on that shoe. We were over the moon. It was a scene straight out of a movie. You know, people high-fiving, people hugging, and it's something I'll never forget, for sure. That scene and that day when we found out that news, it'll stay with me forever.
Okay, so why did you decide to go with the MANILA to the World theme for this shoe?
I think the design brief for this was, you know, this is going to be a true Titan collab, and we want to make sure that this sneaker speaks for your brand, to people who have been familiar with their brand for 10 years, and, you know, have been there with you guys since you know, the very, very first day, to people who are just going to discover what Titan is through this shoe. That was a challenge that was put forth to us. Like, you know, make sure that those two groups of people and everybody in between, once they kind of get this product and experience the content that comes with it, and the storytelling that comes with it, that they'll be able to walk away from it saying, oh, all right, I get it now. That's what Titan is. And, you know, I feel like that's a big reason why this is the story that we chose to tell with this shoe. If we wanted to tell a true Titan story, it has to go back to why Titan exists in the first place, where that journey has taken us in our first 10 years, and where we intend to keep going. It's a natural evolution of the intentions of the brand when it started, and to develop this, you know, this brand in this store that's going to service this community, and have it grow and make it a home for them, and see where that takes us. So long as we keep true, so long as we keep authentic, so long as we serve that community as best as we can, where does that take us now? What's the next step? And as we've kind of gone through that year after year after year, after 10 years, it's brought us to this place of, you know, all right, now it's to the world. Now we have to introduce what, not necessarily just the brand, not just Titan brand. We have to introduce what the brand stands for, who the brand stands for, and what the brand was birthed out of, which is this Filipino love for basketball. And we have to introduce that to the world, and we have to, you know, make people feel, see, hear, and really understand that, you know, when some random guy in a book or, you know, in conversation says, you know, in the Philippines they really love basketball, we want to make sure that, you know, they have a little bit of that experience through us.
I'm sure people are asking what it's like to work with Nike. What's the whole collaboration process like?
The process is incredibly educational. you get to work with the best designers in the world, specifically in this arena, in basketball and in sports and in basketball product. The design process has been an absolute joy. They give us this silhouette. They let you in on what the silhouette is going to look like a full year in advance, and they tell you, all right, what do you want to put on it? And obviously our design team, time and time again, they've proven that you give them that opportunity, they're going to hit a home run for you. Led by Alan, who's obviously the chief designer of this on our end, the same way he was with the first collab, with his design team, Kiko Tia, who's one of the younger members of our team, and them really collaborating together with Levon, who's our chief brand officer, and with Dennis, who's our CEO. They really knocked that design part out the window, and you see it now. It's us. It's like looking into a mirror. When you look at a shoe, you can definitely tell it's us. You know how they say that sometimes if you take a child, and you didn't know, and he wasn't next to his parents, but he looks so much like his parents that when you look at him, oh, I know who your parents are. That's what we were able to achieve with the shoe, and I think that's a lot because of the freedom, the collaboration with the guys over in Portland, and every step of the way with our friends from Nike Philippines and Nike at the regional level. Everyone who's just been part of the process has just been so encouraging, and has really let us do our thing on the shoe. And it's apart from the product itself, that's I think the second best part of this entire journey is working with that larger team of Titan and Nike and LeBron team, and obviously LeBron himself, the athlete. Just the back and forths between all these incredibly skilled and talented people it's irreplaceable.
All right, so we're gonna bring up some file footage. After the Agimat launch, you said this.
Doesn't really matter that much if you can't do it again. If you can't keep doing it.
All right, so now that you've done it and you've done it again, what are you guys planning? What do you guys have in the future?
I said that? I don't think I should have said that last year. It'd be pretty embarrassing if I said that last year and we weren't able to do it again. So, I'm glad we were able to do it again. I don't want to give the cliche answer and say, there's more in the pipeline. Watch out. We got more stuff coming for you. But I think the shoe in itself and the storytelling in the shoe is a little bit of an exercise to remind us, those who are at Titan, why it is that Titan exists. And that's, to serve our community. Now, the community is a little bigger than it used to be when we just had one store. We had all these big dreams of, one day, expanding little by little. But the spirit is the same. The loyalty is the same. The mission is the same. It's larger in scale, but it is to provide a home and to provide representation for Filipinos who have this extremely unique, extremely passionate love for a sport, and that's what you can expect from Titan. Maybe something new, maybe something flashy will come in the near or distant future, but day in and day out, what you can expect from us is that we will remain committed to what that is and what that mission is. The reason that we were founded in the first place is the reason why we go from yesterday to today to tomorrow. It's loyalty to that vision, and there's no shaking us from it.
Okay, so last question before we go. I know you're a busy guy with the launch and all. So, what's your favorite Easter egg in the shoe?
All right. There's a lot of things, obviously, on the shoe that if you know, and that's kind of like the fun journey with this shoe, is that there's something in it that appeals to everyone, whether you played at Love Court, and there's a little bit of that Love Court logo there, whether you own a t-shirt that has a T22 logo there, whether you're a fan of the Jet and his 22 and what that's represented so far for us. But I think it's obvious for me, and for most of us in the company, that the burning chair, which is there. I think you guys see it enough. But yeah, that's the hot seat is what we like to call it internally. Is my favorite Easter egg. LeBron talks about that story in the zine, about a little over a month or around a month since the first store opened. The place catches on fire because a vintage barber's chair short-circuited in the middle of the night, which apparently tends to happen with vintage electronic things. And then it's at fire. He got a call in the middle of the night. Someone who was working at the store, was crying. They thought the store was gone. He drives over there in a panic, from waking up in the middle of the evening, and then he sees the store, and all he sees is ash and smoke. And understand, they had invested everything that they had into this. They had quit promising careers to put up this store, to put up this company, and to see it, just a little over a month later, burned down. It would have caused anyone to give up, but. And next day they went in, and in the morning, I think Levon and Dennis and Raul, I think they went home that night, changed clothes, came back as early as they could, and started cleaning the place up themselves. And a week later, they were open, like nothing happened. That's represented here in the shoe, and it's that story. And I like to reflect on that story a lot. I wasn't there. At that time, I was just a kid hoping and dreaming to one day be able to walk into Titan and be able to afford something cool. I was saving up for sneakers at the time. But I like to reflect on that story. Anytime something goes according to plan, or anytime something goes, away from the plan, I remember that the people who lead us, the people who started this dream for so many of us, had to face with rolling up their sleeves and cleaning everything up, and rising from the ashes almost as literally as possible. And in less than a week, they opened like nothing happened. So it's a great lesson. It's a great reminder, I guess, to everybody that, these things happen, whether it's caused by a vintage barber chair or something else. You're going to have to put out fires, and you're going to have to clean up, and you're just going to have to keep moving forward. And that's the Titan story. That's the Filipino story. So that's my favorite Easter egg that's on the shoe. My name is Nikko Ramos. I'm Brand Connections Director over at Titan, and I appreciate everybody who's shown love, and appreciate everybody who went and got a pair of the Nike LeBron 17 Low Titan. I hope that you guys enjoy it. I hope that you guys get to put it in action on the court sometime soon. And till the next time we talk to you guys, and as always, for love of the game.
So there you have it. As if it isn't abundantly clear yet, we at Boy Basket are huge fans of Titan and what they stand for. They really serve the basketball community over here, and we can't wait to see what they have in store for all of us moving forward. So once again, this is Enzo. Be excellent to each other.